play Stray?
No.
Oh my gosh. You ought to.
That's the Lost Kitty Cat game.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's actually real good.
In a past
I didn't realize
life,
we were
used to
live
be a
already.
Lost
That's
Kitty
funny.
Cat. We should be live.
Yeah.
Oh, I see we're live. Yeah.
We are live. I was like, oh, are we live now? And I opened it up, and here we are. Also, I want to teach you guys a really fun fact. So,
Okay.
before we actually get started here, as everyone may or may not know, I'm currently in school for registered massage therapy. Life is terrible. It's going to be 2 years of terror. I learned so many cool things. I learned that this is a tendon and not a bone. I always thought that was a bone. This is palmaris longus. It's a tendon.
Oh yeah. My wife always comments that mine is really pronounced. Like,
not everyone has one. If you don't have one, that's okay. It's a
vestigial, isn't it? Like is that the right word? A vestigial?
Yeah.
Thing?
Yeah. Not everyone has it. So if you're doing this at home and you go, hey, I don't have that thing, that's okay.
Got that thing.
Anyways, that's
the thing.
Leftover.
No! You do. It's your pinky and your thumb.
What?
That's the one. There it is.
Yeah.
It still sticks out with my other fingers. Though.
I also do like they call it the Italian salute. That one too.
The Italian duck.
It's the long lost awaited sequel to Untitled Goose Game.
Italian goose.
No, Italian duck.
Italian duck, sorry, yes. Yes, that's the one.
And it's just the duck that's pissed off because everyone assumes he's a goose.
I mean, that's fair. That is fair. I'd be upset too.
I think we should maybe start.
Yeah, let's do it.
Is that a good idea?
I'm confused by the title of this podcast. We're talking about Game Award predictions, Zelda, Mario, and more.
Oh yeah, because the predictions, not just the nominations, but also what we expect to see or not to see there, like whatever weird announcements they may have. And the Mario there's a new trailer coming out soon for the Mario movie.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yar.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to episode 178 of the Hylian Gamescast. Today, we kidnapped 𝗏𝗵𝗃. Well, Daniel kidnapped 𝗏𝗵𝗃. He's really the expert. So, now we have 𝗏𝗵𝗃
Pro kidnapper
for this episode. Pro kidnapper. That's why I've not been anywhere in 10 years.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, so today...
we let you out for E3 2 years in a row.
True.
Yeah.
So we're going to be going through the Game of the Year nominations, or not Game of the Year, it's other ones too, but all of the Game Awards nominations, giving our votes on who we think, or not who, which games we think are going to win. I guess some of them are who, because it's like they always do that.
There's like Creator of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should just give it to Sakurai every year.
He could be in that category now since he has his YouTube channel, which is awesome, by the way.
That is right.
Yeah.
Then we're going to be talking about some other random Nintendo news. If anyone has anything specific they would like us to talk about, you can mention it in the chat while we're making our way through the nominations. And then we'll end it with the Zelda mailbag, answering everyone's questions. So, yeah,
there's some fun like Splatoon news that came out as well. So lots to talk about. Should be fun.
Yeah, there's updates and whatnot.
But no bananas.
No still.
None banana.
Okay, there we go. Oh, really? It makes you sign in this time to vote?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it does.
Okay. Well,
it does.
In that case, Daniel, how have you been?
Yes.
What's been up with you? Well, I sign in really quick.
No, I've been good. Been playing too much Splatoon. I'll remind everyone I was on Triforce Trends channel doing trivia on Sunday, and I don't want to brag or anything, but it went very well. So So make sure to go watch that. But no, I've been good. I've been cold but good. What about Tubes? What's new with Tubes? She's the one that hasn't been here for weeks. Not me. I've been around.
Yeah, life is super crazy, as I mentioned. I'm a full-time student, so that's why I'm never really around. But in really cool, exciting news, so in preparation for the new Pokemon game coming out this weekend, my in-person friend group, we do a Pokemon tournament, basically. So we do it for like every generation. And so for this generation, we were invited. We hadn't been part of it previously, so it's for Sword and Shield. So we have made, we pick a gym type that we're going to do, and then we build our personal team, and then we're basically going to do like a Victory Road style tournament. And with that, we also have some fan art that we have commissioned of like all of us and one of our Pokemon from our gym team having like this really big tea party. So that's super fun. We're doing it on Saturday, and it's going to be from like 10 a.m. till whenever we get through all the gyms. So I am the Dragon gym type leader. I have to come up with a name for my badge. I haven't yet. And gotta say, my Dragon team kind of sucks. But my personal my personal team is great. My personal team is a rain team, and it hits hard. Anyway, that's the most exciting thing I have going on. I've also been really into Fall Guys lately, so just gotta.
I love how a few years ago you were like, "I'm not that big of a Pokemon fan. Don't ask me about Pokemon." and now look where we are.
It's Morph. It's 100% Morph. I never cared about Pokemon before, and then Morph found his way into my life, and he was like, yeah, we could get into Pokemon, and here I am. Although that being said, someone got me the Crown Tundra DLC for Sword and Shield. I haven't played it. I only have it through max raids, so that way I can play max raids with friends, but that was pretty much it.
I feel so bad because when that DLC came out, I was really looking forward to it. I played like 15 minutes of it, and I put it down and I never touched it again.
Yeah, Pokemon's just like that though. Like you're either like really in it or you're not. Yeah,
like both the DLCs. Like I wanted to like the DLCs so much for Sword and Shield, and I just found it so unengaging for some reason. And then here I am putting like 1,500 hours into Breath of the Wild and almost 200 hours into Splatoon 3 already. I'm nuts. So I gotta.
Sadly, I did not play the DLC for Pokemon Sword and Shield.
It's fine, you didn't miss much.
No.
According to us, at least.
According to you guys.
The only thing that's good about it is max raid dungeons. 10 out of 10 would do them 100 times over, because you have a chance to get like shiny legendaries when you do it, which is really fun. And then you also get like these Dynamite candies that you can trade for candies to level up your Pokemon, which is really handy when it comes to playing competitive and building your teams. Yeah.
Well, if you're competitive with Pokemon, then I'm sure that's super useful.
Yeah.
So, yes. Jessie.
Yes.
Are you signed in?
Bud?
Yeah, I just did it through... turn that game down a little bit. I did it through ye old Twitter. That way it was just like a one-click thing, and I didn't actually have to make a profile.
Yeah.
So
that's fair. That's how I did it also. I only actually voted in 12 categories because I realized like this has been a really great year for games, but as it turns out, I haven't played most of the games that got nominated, and I was like, I've played a lot of games this year, so like where are all the games at? But like there's lots of these that are in multiple categories, and like I actually didn't play Elden Ring, for example. And I think God of War like just came out. I haven't gotten it.
God of War, it just came out. I'm surprised that it's been nominated for so many things so fast. Like just clicking
it was like
here
fast, because
this game's been out for like a week.
It's too bad because there's something called recency bias, which is a real phenomenon in which we tend to favor games or media that we've experienced very recently and view it more favorably than something that was very good but we played it a while ago. So I almost feel like that puts it at an advantage. But I mean, it's up against some heavy hitters as well. So like Xenoblade, Elden Ring, Horizon, which I actually Haven't touched Forbidden West yet either, even though Zero Dawn was like super good. So
Yeah,
I've heard that from a lot of people though, that they haven't actually touched the new Horizon Zero Dawn game, despite how much they liked the first one.
well, it's Horizon has this thing where both games have come out at the same time as like another really big game. So like Zero Dawn came out like the same week as like Breath of the Wild. So of course that's what I was playing. I didn't touch Horizon for like 2 years, right?
Mhm.
And then Forbidden West came out. It was like the same week as Elden Ring, right? So everybody was on all over Elden Ring. It's just like really too bad because those games are super good. I bought Forbidden West for my brother for his birthday earlier this year, and he said it's like super good. It's even he said in many ways better than the first game.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like that sucks that it's the launch timing is like so bad.
Yeah,
It's the
for
timing.
sure.
Yeah, if this came out not so close to another huge game like that, I feel like it would be all like how it would have exploded in a huge way. But alas, we haven't even actually introduced the topic, and we're already talking about it. So Jesse, why don't you
So
structure us a bit here, please?
all right, so there are 31 votes that we can cast. We're in category 1 right now. If you guys want to go along with us that are watching and fill yours out along with us, then feel free to. Game of the Year. The first on the category. Recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best Daniel experience across all creative, technical, and basement fields. So, we have A Plague Tale, Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Can I just say how amazing it is that Stray is in this category?
I think
Like
that's
this is
yeah.
this is an indie game that like is it's not like a lot of these games are like blockbuster games that you're gonna put like 60 to 100 hours into.
This
Exactly.
Stray is
happened
AAA
last year
games.
as well with It Takes Two, I think.
It takes that was like that was their first game, wasn't it? It Takes Two. That was like their debut game.
I really liked it.
Same with Stray. It's on my list.
Mm-hmm.
We were gonna stream it at some point. I need to buy it also.
I'll buy it when you buy it.
Yeah, so
You don't need to actually. For It Takes Two.
What did you vote on this, Daniel?
So
yeah, that's true.
I voted
You only
Stray,
need one
actually.
copy to play.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, even online, which is awesome. More games need to do that
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
it's like it makes sense because It Takes Two is like such a strictly co-op game that like it totally makes sense. But
Yeah, it's
yeah,
almost
for
as
this
if-
category,
Sorry.
it's almost, no go.
I was just
What,
gonna
Jess?
like hate on Nintendo for how they did Four Swords Adventures. Because it's
Yeah,
like
wait a
not
minute.
only do you
Really?
need your own copy of the game, but you also need 4 Game Boy Advances.
Yeah, they did better with like. Do you remember DS Download Play? Like that was
Oh,
awesome.
the good old
That was
days.
awesome. I miss that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, only one person needs a copy of this game, and however many people can play it using DS Download Play.
I think Luigi's
Such great
Mansion on Switch had that as well. Maybe I'm confused. I don't know.
Did they? I'm not sure.
What
But
did
anyways,
you
Game
have,
Awards.
yeah. What did your vote go for?
I had bias here because, as I stated, Stray's the only game on this list that I've actually had the chance to play. So that's what I voted. I might have voted differently if I had played more of these games, and I feel bad because they're all games I want to play, except for maybe Plague Tale and Xenoblade. Sorry, Xenoblade fans, but
Yeah.
every time I look at gameplay of Xenoblade, I'm like, there's too much HUD, there's too much numbers on screen right now. It's overwhelming for me to like focus on what is actually going on. There's too many systems. There's like 15 hours of tutorial in that game. I know it's understandability so important. So anyways, I'm not really interested in Xenoblade, even though I've heard it's super good. But so yeah, I voted Stray. I thought that game was, for the budget and the size of the studio and everything like that, it's impressive that like such a small team could make something like that. And I know a lot of people were like, Stray shouldn't be up here with these, and it's like this whatever short game that's really. But I just found it was like very polished and very gorgeous and technically great and very charming in a way that
Stop talking about
not
yourself, Daniel.
enough games are. No, I'm not. I'm talking about the cat game. Like there's the story is like it's actually very emotional. It's a very emotional story, actually, and I love the little cat and the little robot guy. It's a great game. You should play it. Everyone should play it. Play cat game.
Like that.
That was me. Trey.
I voted for Elden Ring because surprisingly, this was the only game out of all of them that I actually played. And it was weird because like I played Elden Ring, like my first play that I sat down and actually I was like trying to get into it. I played it for 3 hours and I went, I hate that. There's nothing about this game I enjoy. Why would I want to play this game? I'm not going to spend $80 and buy it for myself. And then I took a break from it. And then I came back. And then I got really into it, and I got stuck in like 4 different bosses. I will say, though, my only complaint about Elden Ring, and I don't know if maybe I'm just like this, and maybe I should actually change my vote, but I haven't played the other games. There wasn't a lot in way of story. Like, I think that there is something happening in this game, but I don't know what it is. Like, they kind of like throw occasional, like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Nuggets.
Sure. Nuggets of information. They throw nuggets of information. But yeah, so like in that sense I found it was quite bland because I knew basically nothing about my purpose in this game, and that could have just been 100% me in the way that I played the game because I'm very like balls to the wall, gonna kill everything, and I think that's probably what happened.
That's fair.
But it's hard. It's a very, very competitive year because those are some really good games up there.
Yeah, we were saying on Twitter too, like this year's been so jam-packed that it's like in the past couple of years we've done like a top 5 video games of the year video in December, and I'm like, how do I just pick 5? How do I only pick 5? There's so many good games this year. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But Jessie, what about you? What was your vote here?
Yeah, so the only one I've played is Elden Ring, and I only played it for like 10 minutes, so I don't think my vote should really count, but I'm gonna go with Horizon on this because I have at least played the original a good bit, so from the trailers and gameplay stuff, I can kind of tell the direction that this is going. I hope my vote doesn't go in vain and it ends up being terrible when I actually play it. So,
oh no,
yeah. Part of me wanted to like just vote for Nintendo because Nintendo, but I'm not going to be that guy.
Right? No, that's fair. That's fair. Next category then.
Yes. Best Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Elden Ring, it's basically the same games again, except for one. Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Immortality, which I don't even think I've heard of, and, of course, Stray. Cat game, again.
Yeah, I voted for Stray again in this category because, again, I just feel like there's not really another game like it. And as far like game direction goes, like this is something that's really unique and something really charming and special. So I just, again, that's nothing against the other games. They're all these big AAA titles, but this was like one that I felt really, I don't know. It feels like there's nothing else quite like it. So that's my vote.
I also picked Stray for the same reason. All of these games, we've seen something like it before.
Yeah, I mean, like 2 of these are sequels to like very So yeah.
Third. Wait.
What about you, Jessie?
No,
what was your vote?
Sorry, I voted for Stray. I was in agreement with you guys. That's why I wasn't.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. But third option.
Keeper of Light says Kirby isn't innovative. I mean, they were, but they for some reason weren't nominated. So sorry. Kirby should have been in more categories, though. Let's be honest. That game rocked.
That game was just straight happiness every time I opened it up. I was like,
It was, and I played through that whole game in co-op mode, so I was just Waddle Dee the whole time, and I still had a blast through it.
Wow. I also played it co-op, but Morph and I just switched every now and then. Every couple of levels, we'd switch characters.
Smart. Yeah, no, I only played the demo through as Kirby, but I was playing through it with my son, and we were just having like a great time. And I love playing games with him. It's just fun. It's just fun. Engage your children's interests, guys, and it helps if they align with your own. But
all right,
yes.
Third category.
Next,
best narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Sadly, Cat Game isn't here this time. We have A Plague Tale, Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon, Forbidden West, and Immortality.
I picked God of War for this one because I actually played the first God of War. Well, I played most of it. I didn't play all of it. And just based on that alone, I feel like the story element was a lot stronger, because I felt kind of the same way for Horizon when I played it, is that there was lots to do and there was some story, but it wasn't story driven.
Right. Actually, like Horizon, the first game, I haven't played Forbidden West, but the first game I found, it was in many ways like Breath of the Wild in its narrative, and it's like a lot of that environmental storytelling and a lot of, you see a lot of things that are glimpses of what happened, and you kind of have to piece it together that way yourself. But then once you do, like, you go and you can find like journals and stuff like that, and then you really get a sense of what the story is, and it's like, oh, hot. I was gonna drop a bad word there but it was like a really good story. But I think just looking at these, I haven't played Forbidden West, so I don't know how they could build on that. But God of War, I feel, is a good choice. Just that it is very narratively driven as a game. It feels.
It's so narratively driven to like a fault almost, because I've seen so many people complaining about the hand holding that it did, being like, hey, you're going off track. What are you doing? Which apparently you can turn off in the settings. But
okay.
Yeah, I just like, that's one thing that really stuck out for me, is that it was really like, you have to go this way. Why are you trying to explore? You have to go this way.
Oh man. So that's I actually I do like that environmental storytelling. Like we'll come back to it, but Tunic, for example, I was like enamored, or still am enamored with that game. But like, you wouldn't play that game and necessarily think that there's much going on story wise, right? Yeah. But I like, and again, Breath of the Wild's a great example. I like having to dig into the game for the story. But I mean, for this category, I do feel like, God of War probably is the one. Jessie.
Yeah, I went with God of War as well.
All right. We are aligned.
The storyline a lot. That's with most of the God of War games, actually.
They're all narratively driven games, I think. So, yeah, that makes sense.
Category 4, Best Art Direction. For outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Scorn, and Cat Game.
There's a lot of these same games are just all in the same category. I personally gave my vote to God of War in this one too. I think that game looks gorgeous, and I kind of like their take on the Norse mythology, like Thor in it and stuff, how he looks like that. It's a very like grounded design, which maybe normally I wouldn't necessarily go for, but I don't know. I just think the game looks gorgeous. Stray would have probably been a second for me, but no offense to Elden Ring, it just looks a little too bleak for my taste.
That's funny, because I gave mine to Elden Ring, but that's simply because there were so many moments where I was so caught off guard by how beautiful something was.
Okay.
I went into an area and I looked up and I was like, where am I right now? Everything I see, like, I'm standing on water, but I see a night sky, but I'm also underground. And it was like, it's weird because they have so many like scary, creepy monsters that are coming to kill you, but also you stop and you go, oh my gosh. Wow, someone put a lot of work into this. Yeah, so I had a lot of moments like that playing Elden Ring where I had to stop and go, whoa.
Fair. I also I kind of wanted to vote Stray on this one again because like there's probably some bias. I just love that game, but I do have to commend its art direction is really solid. Like, and there's one scene in particular, I don't want to spoil it, but it's near the end, but you get this really great sort of vista view of like the city, and it's like surprisingly really detailed and really like kind of depressing, but also gorgeous in a way.
Yep.
So, and again, like for the budget and the studio, like it's very impressive that they were able to put that together. So, but no, fair points. Jessie, what about you?
I went with God of War this time.
All right.
Yeah, just because of just basing off of the gameplay and stuff, and it's like kind of similar to the whole realism vibe as Horizon, but I think it just takes it a bit further, I guess. Like,
yeah, I mean,
everything
like
seems
realism,
like it has
but
like a tiny bit more detail
in a way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not trying to be photorealistic, but everything's still heavily detailed and the effects and everything. I haven't got to see too much of Elden Ring, so.
I'll also be honest, this is the first time I've ever even heard of Scorn. I have no idea what that game is. I'm just outing myself as a pleb here, but what is a Scorn?
I think it's it's like a French scone.
Oh, a scone. Fair enough. All right, next
category 5: best score and music for outstanding music inclusive of score, original song, and/or licensed soundtrack. A Plague Tale: Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War: Ragnarok, Hellsinger, and what looks like Xenoblade 3.
I picked God of
Tunic
War.
should have been in this category.
Oh, Tunic should have been in this category. Okay.
Tunic's music is so good. I actually just listen to it on Spotify, like on repeat sometimes when I'm like writing and stuff. Like,
because we're on the topic of music, did you see that thing that I had posted, like I had retweeted and I tagged you in from the composer of Tunic, who was talking about how in their music they actually include a lot of like verbal cues of what's happening in the game from their music. Oh my gosh. It is insane.
I've noticed that to a degree in which the like in the overworld area, right? Depending on like which section of the overworld you're in, there's like some different instrumentation will like blend in, and then you got like maybe a little bit of like percussion when you're in battle. But aside from that, I haven't noticed. I gotta look this up. When did you tag me in this?
Like weeks ago. But yeah, the way that they structured their music, like some of their musical cues are actual like words that they have in the Tunic world that are being said.
Oh my gosh. I need to that's insane. That's amazing.
Because it is so good. Like if Tunic was there, I would have voted for Tunic 100% because I was so floored when I saw that from the composer.
Dude, that's so cool.
I tagged I didn't have to go that far. Here, I'll retag you in it.
Tunic, again, like incredible game. It's probably my game of the year, actually. Even though I've sunk so much into Splatoon, I'm loving that. But Tunic is like something like Stray. It's something that's like real special. All right, there we go. I got that. Let's talk about his audio secrets. Okay, I'm gonna just save this for later. But thank you for tagging me.
Yeah,
incredible soundtrack.
I picked God of War because it was the only soundtrack that Spotify forced me to listen to.
Fair.
It just came up one day. Fair. It was like, we think you'd like this. And I'm like, didn't even really play the first one, but all right, cool.
I'm not even really sure. I haven't played it enough of these to say. I just think Tunic should have been in it. I'll just say God of War to agree with you guys, though. Okay. All right, next category.
Yes, best audio design, recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. Call of Duty.
Once again, Tunic should have. Sorry, go on. Sorry.
They missed it.
You missed it.
Modern Warfare 2, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Gran Turismo 7, and Horizon. So 3 of these games are Sony. Good for them.
Yeah, that is actually good. I don't know. I legit don't know.
Didn't play these games, so I don't actually have a say in it, and I think that's the best way to go. I still said God of War because, you know, I voted for it for music. I will vote for it for other sound things, because...
Fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Because, like...
Also, why would I vote Call of Duty? Why?
Don't you want to hear the bang bang?
I vote for God of War because they captured just the raw essence of boy.
Boy.
I'm
well,
sorry.
there is a
That's
voice actor
the next category.
Yeah. Which, speaking of, that's a great segue. Speaking of which, Jessie.
Yeah, best performance awarded to an individual for voiceover, or, for... Okay, I thought I said for voice or voiceover. I was like, what? That's the same thing. For voiceover acting, motion, and or performance capture. Sorry, I can't read. Daniel keeps me in the basement so long with no lights that it takes a little while for my eyes to adjust.
It's hard for sure.
We have Horizon Forbidden West, Ashley Birch. I hope I don't mispronounce any of these names. A Plague Tale, Requiem, Charlotte McBurney, God of War Ragnarok, Christopher Judge, Immortality, Manon Gage, God of War Ragnarok, Sunny Suljic.
Good enough.
I feel like, Christopher Judge's Kratos is kind of become very quickly very legendary. And there's a reason for that.
I have such a bias toward, I love Christopher Judge. I saw him as Teal'c in Stargate, and I have never gone back. He has always been number 1 in my heart, next to Jason Momoa.
Fair.
But
so that's mine.
Yeah, I also voted for him. On the other end of it, I'm sure these other people did great jobs in their voice acting roles.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Christopher Judge does such a good job. He has such a good voice for it.
I'm gonna go with him.
It's a good.
He also won it last year, so I feel kind of bad. But
his performance is that good. I think it was a couple years ago now. Whenever, 2018, right? Wasn't it the last God of War?
Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. That long ago.
So, there's been a break.
He's won it.
There's been a break. Dad of boy. All right, what's
next category? I haven't heard of any of these games.
Yeah, games for impact. For a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. A Memoir Blue, As Dusk Falls, Citizen Sleeper, Endling, Extinction is Forever, Hindsight, I Was a Teenage Exocolonist.
If any of you in chat or, listening to this after have played any of these games and have something to say, love to hear about it.
I've heard of As Dusk Falls. I remember that.
I feel bad because this is a great category. And I don't know any of these games.
Right?
It sucks. So let's move on again. Since none of us know anything about this.
I'm going with As Dusk Falls because that's the only one that I've heard of.
Fair enough.
Next,
we might have to skip some of these because
I was gonna say the best ongoing. I've actually played all of these games.
Oh, have you? Okay, great. I have not. So actually, no, I've played Fortnite for about 15 minutes.
So lucky.
It's weird. Fortnite's been on for
it's ongoing. That's why.
Yeah, I guess.
Sometimes
it's an ongoing game.
I miss the days of when our Discord community would just hang out and play Fortnite together. Playing Fortnite with Jessie, Jacob, and Tevy were some of my best days.
That was before the world went
ended.
Weird. Yeah, ended.
Yep.
Genshin's on here too. So we have Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Genshin Impact.
In this category, I actually picked Final Fantasy 14. They have come out with a lot of really, really strong DLC. that has kept players engaged for so long, and I've never seen such an insane community. These other games, I think Genshin Impact might be like the other one that I'd lean towards. Apex Legends and Fortnite, like whatever you guys are shooting games with a battle pass system, I'm not that interested.
I'm gonna double down on your vote, Tubes.
I've heard good things about all of these, including Fortnite, which I don't have a very high opinion of Fortnite, unfortunately. But
I love Fortnite for how goofy it is.
I appreciate that about it, and I love the fact that it's like a very accessible game that, like, you know, it's very easy to hop into. But I just like didn't have fun with it. But I'm not like a big shooter guy, so there is that. Even though there's more, I know there's more to it than that, but I don't know.
Best indie game.
All
Cult of the
right.
Lamb.
Y'all know which one we picked.
Neon White. Saifu. I hope I got that. Stray, and Tunic.
It broke my heart to vote against Stray, but Tunic was so good.
Did we vote for Fox Game or Cat Game?
Good. Right? Fox Game, though.
Tunic was so good that as someone that has been so chronically busy, it's the only game that I actually streamed this year, I think. That's how good it was.
Yeah, start to finish, too.
Yep.
Yeah. It is, at times, maybe a little too cryptic, but I'm kind of loving that about it. I finished like a playthrough and beat the air, and hard. Some of those bosses are tough as nails, which
so difficult.
I
Which
love.
is what I love about it.
But it's really fun to just unravel all of the secrets, and like once things start to click, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I can open this type of door this way. Like, how would I figure that out before? And then you're like, oh no, I remember I saw one way back there. And then you go and like backtrack, and then you're finding all these secrets that you missed. And it's so satisfying in that way. I haven't 100% completed it yet. I kind of stepped away to play some other games, but that game is something really special. I 100% recommend it. And if you can avoid using a guide, you should.
Bonnie's so worried about me getting the sad ending.
Oh, of Tunic?
Of Tunic, yeah.
I got the sad ending, though. I have not,
it was such a good game.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Best mobile game. For the best game playable on a mobile device, Apex Legends, Diablo Immortal, Genshin Impact, Marvel Snap, and Tower of Fantasy, which is just like the box art is just a close-up of a butt.
Yeah, it's the butt game.
Cyborg
butt. Cyborg butt.
Same feeling about Apex. Still one of those battle pass shooting games. I like that they've included it on here. I think that for some people, that's probably really awesome. Diablo Immortal, absolute no. That game is just a sheer Blizzard wants your money.
Yeah, I've heard that it's very pay to win, like very microtransaction. Very pay to win.
I would still vote for Genshin Impact, but that's also that's the weeb side of me talking. I love weeb stuff. What can I say?
I went with Marvel Snap. Just I don't play it, but I know people that do play it, and they're addicted to it. So,
oh no,
and that's the only one that I know that I think it's exclusive to like your phone. I don't know. Maybe you can play it on PC, but it's really meant for like a phone game. Whereas Genshin is clearly made for like a PC or console or something, but it can also be played on a tablet or phone. So
that's very true. I do prefer to play Genshin not on my phone. I'd rather play it on my computer. It's too big for my PlayStation. That's where I would have wanted to play it, but my PlayStation said no.
Not enough space.
Next cat.
Best
community support. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates, patches. Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, No Man's Sky.
I gotta actually give this one. I was gonna vote for No Man's Sky actually. just because like the state that game launched in, and then
It was a
how
complete lie when it launched.
yeah.
Oh my
But versus
gosh.
the condition of the game now, and how again it's like they've been very transparent, very open about continuing to work on the game.
Yeah,
and
but that was
everything.
only because everyone was hating on them.
Well, yeah,
Like,
but
they
at
didn't
least
do
like
it.
they didn't just be like, well, screw you if you hate my game. They're like, okay, we hear your feedback. We're gonna like do better, and then they did. You know, I gotta give them props for that. So
That's a really good
that's
point.
me.
I hadn't considered that. I picked Final Fantasy again simply because their updates have been really good, and I know that they're pretty active in their community. I wouldn't know if they're good active in their community though, because I'm not part of that community. So that's where my fault is. Like, you're probably right about No Man's Sky.
I'm actually going to go with Fortnite because they get a lot of crazy third-party special events, like whenever they brought in Thanos and all of that junk.
Oh, and they did like those in-game concerts and stuff. Those were fun.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go with them just because, like, I'm sure that costs them a ton of money to do, and it's only for like a weekend or something.
Yeah.
So
Fair. Those licensing fees.
innovation in
All right.
accessibility. Recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. I feel like a lot of these that aren't just like best sports game, best whatever game, are the ones that's like during the commercial or the ads when they're like, all right, we just gave this award away.
Oh yeah.
So, as
This is
dusk
one of those
falls-
ones.
Yes.
I can't. Sorry. Oh, keep listening. That's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. List them out.
Oh, okay. God of War Ragnarok, Return to Monkey Island, The Last of Us Part 1, Quarry. Why is Part 1 on here?
The remake. That's the remake, not the first game.
I know, it's real weird.
It's like
is.
innovation in accessibility. Like, what does it do to be accessible?
That's kind of my question about all of these.
That's why I didn't actually vote on this category, simply because I didn't play them, and I'm not aware of what their accessibility options were. And I don't want to have an input on something that didn't affect me. Like, accessibility, like, I didn't experience it.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what these did to push the medium forward in accessibility. I think it's a great category, but I just feel I don't know what these games did.
Yeah, I don't know what you did. I'm not gonna vote for you.
Yeah,
That was my.
All right.
yeah.
Best VR AR game. For the best game experience playable in virtual or augmented reality, irrespective of platform. After the Fall, Among Us VR, Bone Lab, Moss Book 2. Oh, I remember Moss. That's a cute game. Red Matter 2.
It's adorable.
I skipped this one also because
don't
I
have
never
VR.
play any games in VR. Yeah, I like to be aware of my surroundings to a degree at least.
I go with Moss. Because I like
All
the
right.
first one. Best action game.
Fair.
Wait, did Tubes? Yeah, you
I
skipped
didn't vote
it.
for that
Okay,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best action game. For the best game in the action genre, focused primarily on combat, Bayonetta 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Neon White, Sifu, and Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge.
I picked Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that's tempting. I've actually heard a lot of good about Neon White, but I never played it.
Oh, doggy.
But it's Neon White's. Is it really action? It's more like platforming, I thought. And platforming and card game. Weird. It's weird. Anyway, I haven't played it, so maybe there's something I'm missing. This is tough because now I haven't played Bayonetta, but from what I've seen of it, it is a very action focused game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very hard to say. I've also heard Sifu is really good. It's very martial arts focused. But then there's TMNT. I don't know. I cannot decide. So we'll just move on. I think. I legit don't know.
I have to go with. I want to say Bayonetta. but maybe Ninja Turtles.
I mean, I'm sure
Maybe.
it was Bayonetta. Didn't play it. Picked Ninja Turtles because, dang, everyone loved Ninja Turtles when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
I went with Turtles.
The criticism I've heard about Bayonetta is more about its. I mean, aside from the controversy that happened before, we won't get into that. But most of the criticism of the game I've heard has been, its story had some moments that were a little meh. I
had heard that too.
Yeah. But the actual action aspect of it, I've heard is good, and I'm not surprised because it's Bayonetta. So, I'll go with that as well.
Best action
Good old
adventure
Rio.
game.
Action adventure.
Yeah.
Tunic.
Plague Tale.
Oh, sorry. Read the
God of War. No, it's basically the same stuff. Horizon,
It is.
Stray, and Fox Game.
Yeah, I had to give this to Tunic.
I'm going to.
It's in many ways a puzzle game, but just the game itself is a freaking enigma. But no, I had to give it to Tunic.
Yeah,
So
I think it also for me comes down to like doing something different. Like I'm sure that A Plague Tale, God of War, and Horizon all did phenomenal jobs. I'm absolutely positive of that. But Stray and Tunic are very, very, very different from what you would see there, and I'll give it to them.
Yeah, my confusion here is actually how Stray ended up in this category, because there is all of maybe 5 minutes of combat, of what you could even call combat in the game.
That's
like you get like an item that helps you fight the enemies. You use it for like one sequence of events, and then it breaks. Minor spoilers. And then you never use it again. It's far more about puzzle solving and platforming. So and this is nothing against the game. I love it. And I love that it takes that approach. But it's just weird that it's in this category, because it's more the puzzle solving and adventure than action. So, and Tunic is great. So yeah, Tunic's my vote. Jessie, what are you?
I voted Tunic just because it is very Zelda inspired, and I know Zelda is adventure, so I just went with it.
It's Zelda inspired at a glance, but then you start playing it, and it doesn't really play like a Zelda game.
Too late, Daniel. I already voted.
Well, okay. It's more Dark Souls than Zelda, and it's more.
Yes.
You're more Dark Souls.
It's also, in some ways, in terms of its progression, a little more Metroid. But like, you're not going to find any dungeons or things like that. It's more Dark Souls than Zelda. Ironically, because it looks so cute, and he's got like you look at the character and you're like, yeah, that's a Zelda clone.
I'd argue that you have to get the key pieces, and when you get the key pieces, those could be technically dungeons.
Yeah, but it's all like this one big interconnected world, which is like, you could argue more Metroid than than Zelda. It's like when people, like a lot of people online are like, oh, Tunic is like a great Zelda clone or a Zelda-like game, and I'm like, it's really its own thing. It really is. It's like Blossom Tales, which is also awesome, and came out this year, or the sequel to Blossom Tales 2 did. And it's not on here, but that is like a Zelda-inspired game, very much in its structure and its dungeons and just the way that you explore and unravel the world. It's very Zelda. Tunic is very much its own thing. So
yeah, I think the only thing that makes it feel Zelda is the tunic, the sword, and the shield.
Yes, you have a sword and you wear a tunic. The shield has a passing vague resemblance to the Hylian shield.
Link cosplay.
Yes. Yeah. Dark Souls with the fox and Link cosplay. That's the game. But you can even change the color of your fox and of the tunic, so it becomes even less Zelda looking. Yeah. So yes. Yeah, people, that's what Aaron's saying in the chat. Like, people will see just the character as he is, and he's wearing a green tunic, and then they assume it's a Zelda-like or a Zelda clone. And it's like very much its own thing.
Best role-playing game: Elden Ring, Live Alive, Pokemon Legends, Triangle Strategy, Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
This is a tough category to pick.
It is.
To be honest,
I'm going with.
I still gave it to Elden Ring.
Fair. For triangle strategy, the thing is, okay, just to be fully transparent, RPGs, JRPGs, they're not really my jam. They're
You just
not my taste. I know. And I understand the appeal, and I understand like why people like them and stuff like that. But just for me, I find it often doesn't click. Like, I remember one point, a friend of mine gave me his copy of Golden Sun to try out, and he's like, "Oh, you'll really like this game. It's really fun." And I got so bored of it. And I find that's just what happened. Like, I remember I picked up Octopath Traveler back in the day when it came out, and I was so pumped for it, and I wanted so badly to like it, and I got so bored of it so fast.
It's interesting because you like Fire Emblem.
Well, Fire Emblem is more a strategy game than well, okay. It's the strategy element that I really like about it, and I find that's sort of the part that appeals to me the most. And the JRPG elements I can get behind. I don't mind a game where there's like some leveling systems and stuff like that, but just in general, like a game like Live Alive and Triangle Strategy don't. So anyway, this is a hard category for me to pick. And then Xenoblade, I've also aired my grievances with. It's like,
I gotta go off track for a minute here. The chat is hilarious. They're trying to talk about things in the background, and we have Caphead and Weyerson because they're trying to look at the Korok on your shelf back there.
I've been doing this thing every time I'm on like broadcast or like streaming or on the podcast. I've been hiding the Korok in different spots. So
so funny.
Yes, he's he's back there. And yes, I do have a bunch of Labo stuff just sitting on the shelf there. Dude, that is correct as well. Sorry, chat. Chat's getting distracted by my background here. Sorry, guys.
So good.
Oh my gosh. I even though I kind of want to say Pokemon, honestly. There's a level I liked that Pokemon Legends was really, like that was one I actually played through, even though I kind of like hit a point. I kind of hit a wall with it where I just had to put it down and stop. But
I do like that
felt great.
Yeah, I'd like that it tested the waters and the boundaries of what Pokemon is capable of, and I think that was very ambitious.
It's too bad because the new Pokemon games come out in a few days. And I want to say, just from what I've seen, that they're going to arguably be way better than Legends Arceus. So there is that. But it didn't get the chance to be here, even though it is a game this year. So that's too bad. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Next
Jessie,
category?
what do you think?
No,
did you already?
Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Pokemon.
Okay. Best category.
Head-to-head fighting game. DNF Duel, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, All-Star Battle R. I wonder if Joe's in that.
Maybe. I don't know.
Games? Probably not.
They don't do the voiceovers in those games? From the voice actors?
They don't always get the right people.
Fair.
That's expensive.
King of Fighters, Multiverses, and Sifu. I don't know. I haven't
played none of these games.
I played none of them.
Just because of like Super Shaggy.
Yeah, I really want to pick JoJo's just because it's hilarious, and I think JoJo's is great. But didn't play any of them. I'm not gonna pick one.
All right. Best family game. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Lego Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga, Mario Rabbids, Spark of Hope, Nintendo Switch Sports, Splatoon 3.
I hate that there's this trend in the Game Awards of just like shoving every Nintendo game in best family game, because like Splatoon is a team shooter. That's not really a family game, you know? It's a very competitive team shooter game. Like if you go into you try and get into ranked matches in Splatoon, and you're gonna get demolished if you're not like super competitive and super good at it. And Mario plus Rabbids is a strategy game, and Kirby's an adventure game. Like what is family game even?
I vote for Switch
Like, what does that
Sports.
category mean?
Yeah, I imagine
you
to
could
be a
put like
family
Mario
game.
Party in here.
I don't think Splatoon could be a family game because I picture a family game, one that has 4 players on one console. Not everyone needs their own Switch.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what I was going to say. Because in Nintendo's point of view, a family game is a game where you sit down with your family and you play said game.
Well, that's what the name implies, right?
Yeah, that's like Nintendo's whole thing. They don't really care about single player games. They care about the family element. I pick Kirby.
So I think Switch Sports and maybe Lego Star Wars are the only ones that actually should be in this category.
I gotta say, Switch Sports is great if you're playing with 4 people, but I wouldn't buy it.
I didn't buy it. So.
It's great to play with my dad and my stepmom, who aren't very good at video games, but
okay. So there's a touch of irony to my criticism here, and that is that I actually do play Splatoon with my family regularly, but I wouldn't call it a family game. And let's be honest, my family is
they're a different breed.
We are a different brand of family. So there is that, but it still doesn't belong in this category. It's a team shooter, you know? Yeah. And the thing is too is that these are some good games. Like Mario plus Rabbids is really good, but it's a strategy game. I don't know. A protest. I want to protest on this one.
I pick Kirby because I played it with my family. My family's Morph.
Kirby's good. Yeah, okay. Kirby's a solid choice because I played that co-op with my son.
Couch co-op, and it was a pretty decent couch co-op.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from Waddle Dee being kind of useless, but you were still able to play and have fun.
Yeah, poor Waddle Dee. You know what I miss is that like in every other Kirby game, you can just like convert an enemy into an ally.
I'll be right back.
You know, if you wanted. Yeah, sure, Jesse. And that way that your second player always has access to like all the different abilities, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Even the less good Kirby Star Allies had that ability up to like 4 people. Why wasn't that in Kirby and the Forgotten Land? That's like my one criticism of that game.
That would have been the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, exactly. I have no idea why they did it that way.
I don't know.
Thanks.
I don't know. It stank.
Should we go on to the next section without him?
Yes, let's. The next one is
Considering
best
all
sim
of these
slash
games, we already know which one's being voted for.
Yes. Best sim slash strategy. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective of platforms. There's Dune Spice Wars. I had never heard of that. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, Total War, Warhammer 3, 2 Point Campus, and Victoria 3. I gotta give it to Mario Rabbids personally. This is people are gonna call it my Nintendo bias, but what's a Dune Spice Wars?
I didn't play any of the other ones. I've heard really good things about the 2 Point games. I think I used to play it was the 2 Point Hospital when I was younger, or like a type of game like that. It was really weird. You'd like build machines and you'd like do surgery on people with their tongues that were too long. It was weird. I think I'm talking about the same thing, or it was a fever dream. But yeah.
I have no idea.
Fever dreams can be nice sometimes.
Yeah. We moved on to the next category without you.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Jesse. We just went on.
No, it's good.
I'm used to Mario Rabbids like fine. This is where it actually belongs instead of family game.
Yeah.
I loved the first game. Can I admit though, I actually think I liked the first game better than Sparks of Hope.
Ooh.
There's some things that they changed in it, and I can see why. And like, for example, the movements got tweaked, like just how you move your characters and stuff. And there's a lot of like overworld exploration outside of the battles, and I like that stuff. But I find that some of the systems are actually kind of simplified from the first game, which might make them more accessible to younger crowds. But for me, I'm like, I kind of liked how, I don't know. I liked the first game a lot, so.
Mm-hmm.
But this is still a very good game, and I'm still having a lot of fun with it. So, this is not to say it's bad, and this definitely got my vote. The Mario Rabbids games have no right being as good as they are, considering they are Rabbids games. Considering rabbits are in them, they shouldn't be this good.
I love the rabbits. Excuse you.
Okay, well that's your problem. It's funny. Rabbits are like the video game equivalent of minions.
Absolutely.
And not just that they're kind of annoying and obnoxious, but also in the fact that they started off as like a side character and then became bigger than, like, they started off as like the side thing to Rayman. And then they became bigger than Rayman.
But can I also just say that I think that the rabbits are more terrifying than minions? Because if you played the Rayman game with the rabbits, where they had all like those mini games, those
and they like
terrifying.
Kidnap him and lock him in a dungeon.
You, they scream and they throw toilet plunge. The rabbits are terrifying. That was the horror game of my generation.
Yeah. That is true. I did play that one on Wii.
So good.
Yeah, very fun. Like, I had a lot of fun with that one, but yeah, they are terrifying. There's sort of a psychoticness to them that minions are more silly and rabbits are more deranged.
Yeah, that's the word I'd use.
I'm with Mario and rabbits as well.
Fair. Yeah. No, it's good. It's good.
There's a lot of comedy in the game.
There is. I like that.
Next is Daniel's favorite category.
No, this is the
sports
skipping.
and racing games.
Pass.
F1 22.
Big pass.
FIFA 23, NBA 2K3, Gran Turismo 7, and 𝗙𝗚𝗎𝗆𝗆 World. Did I say that right?
You know what? I'm gonna actually give my vote to.
I want to say 𝗚𝗚𝗚𝗚𝗚 because
skateboarding game.
Skateboarding.
Yeah, I picked it.
I'm gonna give mine to that.
Why wasn't skateboarding?
That one. Good question. I did not play 𝗚𝗚𝗚𝗚 World, but I remember seeing it in the Nintendo's Indie World showcase, and it seemed like it was. Again, I haven't played it, but I'm just saying it seemed like very much the Roll 7, like the studio's like passion project in a way that is kind of admirable. So I love that.
Nice.
That's why it gets my vote.
Best
there you go. I have to justify everything.
Call of Duty, Multiverses, Overwatch 2, Splatoon 3, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Return of Daniel.
It's gotta be Splatoon!
Yeah, mine's also Splatoon.
That's very noble of you.
I am
also no bias. I've only played 15 hours of it. Fight me, Daniel.
I'm gonna check how many hours have I put into Splatoon.
It's funny.
Switch just says it had an update for Splatoon 2. That's weird.
Every time I go to play my Switch, I have a moment where I'm like, I should be playing Splatoon 3 right now, and then I play Fall Guys. That's so good.
That's not in focus.
No, it's fine.
Anyways, it's 195 hours that I put into Splatoon 3. It just has an
infinite symbol.
I only ever put a total of 55 hours into Splatoon 2 before Splatoon 3 launched. And I've put now almost 4 times that much into Splatoon 3. It's so good. I cannot stop playing it. I'm almost at S+ rank. Okay, can I just say I've been trying to rank up, like actually like climb the ranks. I got to S rank, and every time I try and do a rank up battle, like I score enough points to try and rank up to S+, I get destroyed in the rank up battles. And I'm not sure if it's something with the matchmaking, or if I've just kind of mentally exhausted myself when I enter those battles because I have to like build up to it. But I cannot rank up, and it's killing me because I want to, because if you don't maintain it, they actually will drop your ranks. It's killing me. It's killing me.
I love that. That's chaotic.
So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with that one. Next category then?
Yeah, Content Creator of the Year. Carl Jacobs, Ludwig Nebelian. I've never heard of any of these people. No Brew, Capt Bergerson, or QT Cinderella.
I'm not in this one. Nibelians got my vote. They're the only one that I have actually heard of. But also, I feel bad because they actually just quit like a week or two ago.
They did. They just
and
the internet.
It sucks because like just to see someone to be like I'm out, you know, like because it wasn't working out and wasn't sustainable for them. It's kind of heartbreaking, I guess, as someone who is also in this, line of being online. But they were a good news source and cool human as well. So I give you my vote. And also, who are these other people? Who's Ludwig?
I don't know who Ludwig is.
Who is Ludwig?
He was the first streamer that did the subathon that ended up going for like 2 months or something like that.
They streamed for 2 months?
Yep.
Straight with no breaks?
Yep.
How?
Like, he had the crown for subathon length, and people have been, I think he's been dethroned already, but it was like, it became, like, that's where, like, subathon started picking up because he had done so good with it. And he actually just recently did a Smash tournament in October, and he lost his sponsor for it and was really stressed out because he didn't have the money. I think Mr. Beast stepped up and sponsored it for him. But Ludwig is great. I love him. He's great.
Yeah, I've never heard of any of these people other than Nibel. So it's is it Nibel? I want to say Nibelian, like rebellion, right? So
I haven't even heard of him, so I just feel bad.
Oh,
think,
man.
Most people would know of Ludwig because of like Pokimane and Valkyrie, like that group. Like he's adjacent to them. You don't know who Pokimane is?
I know who Pokimane is.
Oh, okay.
I don't follow them. I just know of them. But I'm just going to point this out here. You could look at 3 of these people. There's Karl Jacobs, Ludwig, and Nobru. And you could tell me that those are the same person and they just styled their hair different. And I would believe you fully. Like, you could be like, yeah, this is the same.
You're so bad.
Or they're siblings. Like, you could be like, yeah, Karl Jacobs, that's Ludwig's little brother. And I'd look at those photos, I'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, man.
Oh, dear. All right. Wow, shall we move on?
Best debut indie. Basically, it's Stray or Tunic.
Yeah. It sucks to choose between these games, but I had to have it.
But for the people who hate fun, there is also Norco, Neon White, and Vampire Survivors.
Oh, no, I've heard Neon White is good, actually. I've heard good things about Neon White. Yeah, Tunic, though. It sucks to vote against Stray, but Tunic is so good.
I have a feeling that Stray is still going to pull through on this, though, because I think that it had I think it has more notoriety. It reached more people. Yeah.
Yeah.
It had a bigger reach than Tunic does. And I think that more people have the accessibility to pick up and play Stray, whereas a lot of people will probably try to get into Tunic and put it down right away. So that's like us voting for Tunic. Fine. I think Stray's still going to win.
That you are probably right with that. Yeah. I mean, Stray like really blew up when it released, and it's too bad because Tunic is so good, but I feel like not many people are talking about it this year. Like there's been very little discourse about it, and Stray was like everywhere when it released. So, yeah. Oh well. Jessie, what's your vote?
I went with Tunic.
Beautiful.
Yeah, because Stray was by itself on a few of the earlier categories. So I feel like Stray got enough of its own votes, but every time Tunic's on there, like Stray's on there as well. So I gave a little bit of love to Tunic. Best adaptation, Arcane, League of Legends. Wait, actually, what? No, yeah, sorry.
Sorry, may I just pivot for a sec here, just to the chat actually, and what Chub is saying in the chat also, but about streaming and content creation, I would say it's streaming. Not all content creation is streaming, but streaming is a type of it's like a genre of content creation. It's so much more than just clicking go live, and I actually had to. I have a family member who is younger, not my son, but wants to be like a streamer, and having to like explain to them that there's it's not just hitting go live and going for it. Like there's so much prep
No.
and
Your prep, you have to maintain your community. You have to find your moderators that you can trust. You also have to be that person that eventually has to go, hey, you know what? You don't fit in my community. Do you know how hard it is to be in that person?
Yeah.
I like kick so many people out. It's yeah.
Yeah, you've got to be the moderator, and you've also got to run the technical side of things, which is, I mean, as my own channel's streaming side has gone through a lot of growing pains over the last few years to like get to a point where I'm actually happy with the quality of my streams and feel like, oh, I don't need to unlist them because I had like huge amounts of frame drops and stuff like that. Like there's so much more than just hitting go live and hoping for the best and then just playing and chatting and like, yeah. So there is also even just the actual part of streaming. You're splitting your focus in a way that like I game better off stream than when I'm actually streaming, because of that sort of split in my attention as well. So it's there's more to it than just hitting go live for sure. But also, you know, there is also a very exhausting social aspect to it. And so for people that stream, like they work hard and absolutely deserve the accolades that they get. So yeah, anyway, sorry, Jessie, let's
on track.
Carry on. I just thought I would address it because not that anyone's saying or like undercutting anyone, but there seems to be some curiosity about it in the chat. So yes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna mute myself. Just go.
There's a lot more technical aspects than some people think.
Which is why myself starts eating a fig bar.
Even on something as simple as the podcast, we're always like 10-15 minutes late. So that's why. Best adaptation: Arcane, League of Legends, Cyberpunk Edgerunners, The Cuphead Show, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and Uncharted. Now, Daniel, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Cuphead Show, people think that it's animated, but you actually film it live action in your bedroom.
That's correct. That's
nice.
Also the same for Sonic.
For Sonic.
So,
gosh.
Now, did you pay for the plastic surgery yourself to change Sonic's appearance?
No, it's just all really good cosplay.
No, I mean from the first trailer. When people were oh, you know, everyone was messaging you, hey Daniel, why'd you mess up Sonic's look? And you're like, all right, I'll fix it.
Well, that was the first movie. Movie, but no, actually, we actually completely threw the whole man in the garbage and then got a new person. That's the true story. For this category, this is actually a really tough category because I'm kind of stuck. I haven't actually watched any of these. I suck, but I kind of want to give it to Edgerunners because I've heard a lot of really good stuff about Edgerunners.
So
I don't know.
I voted for League of Legends Arcane.
Oh,
you do not have to play League of Legends to like this show. This show is phenomenal. It has pushed the boundaries of Netflix animation in such a different way, and the soundtrack is amazing. I love this show. I made Morph watch it, and he's never even played League of Legends. And I don't play League of Legends anymore, but it was so well done. The characters are amazing. They have my favorite character, Jinx, in it, who is my baby, and I just think they did a really good job showcasing the lore of these characters, but also making it something that you don't have to have any prior knowledge of going into. So I'd say
but
if you haven't...
have Idris Elba?
No.
Because...
Oh my God.
That's the question.
So good. But yeah, if you haven't seen Arcane, go watch it. Strongly recommend it.
I have heard that Edgerunners is kind of similar in that you don't have to have played the game. A lot of people watch the show first and then they wanted to play the game because of how good the show was. And that's really cool to see, and it does a lot to like build up the world separately from the game. Yeah, the Cuphead show is really goofy, which I kind of appreciate, though.
I feel bad for just like totally blowing through like Uncharted, and I'm sure Sonic 2 is great. I only watched the first Sonic. I haven't watched the second one yet because I'm bad at watching movies.
Yeah, I didn't watch it yet either. I suck. Jessie, what about you?
Sonic.
Our media man. You're
Sonic.
just throwing Sonic.
I don't blame you.
All right. Fair.
Just because of Jim Carrey.
Not because of Idris Elba as Knuckles.
If I say no, you're going to throw a shoe at me. But I don't want to lie.
Just follow your heart. All right. Should we move on?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Most anticipated game. This one's just Zelda. There's Final Fantasy 16, Hogwarts Legacy, Resident Evil 4, Starfield, and Tears of the Kingdom.
Obviously, Tears of the Kingdom. Obviously.
I almost said Breath of the Wild 2. I had to stop myself.
I'm going to tell you right now, I've watched gameplay of Starfield when it was like 2.5 years ago. It is so boring. It's basically No Man's Sky, but they've done it all over again, but it's Bethesda and nothing has changed. You just fly in space.
Right.
I remember when they first announced it, they were like, this game's going to push technical limitations and blah, 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 and it won't be out for like 5 years, and here's a teaser, and it was just like space. It's like...
It was just space, yeah. Can I just say it's bothering me that the little like image they chose for Tears of the Kingdom, it's like off-center in a way. Like Link is like off-center to the left. Like it actually bothers me from just like a composition standpoint. Actually, you know what? That's an issue with Starfield's image as well. There's like this thing that's clearly like this beam of light that's clearly meant to be the center of the art.
Yeah.
And it's off center. Like, why'd they do that, man? Why'd they do? Who's it doing this? RE4, I kind of do like. I really liked Resident Evil 4, and the remake does look kind of dope, honestly. But yeah, it's Zelda. It's
a remake. We've already played Resident Evil 4. Like the only thing that's really changing about it is going to be the graphics, right?
Yeah, and that you can now parry the chainsaw man with a knife,
and that the dog is dead.
Yeah, that was not a necessary change. Capcom, like, what the hell? Why'd you? Capcom killed the dog.
I can't have this be my most anticipated game. They killed the dog. Capcom, if you're listening, bring the dog back.
Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it, Capcom? Why'd you do it? Oh, I like the original really still holds up.
Yeah,
actually.
It does. Yeah, I have played it several times over the last number of years. I love it.
So I had it on GameCube, and then I bought the Wii version, which was also really good because you get the pointer aim. But it's honestly a little too easy on Wii because of how quick and precise the aiming is. It's a little too easy. But I hadn't played it for a few years, and then it went on sale on Switch like a few months ago or whatever. So I bought it on Switch. It was like $12. I was like, $12 for RE4? Heck yeah. So nice. It's like 12 gigs. I was like, how? GameCube disc can't even hold that much. That's way more than a GameCube disc's capacity. But sure, okay. But even on the Switch version, like there was some like weird, like there's no gyro aim, which sucked. But it was still like, this game still really is something really good and really special. Like, no wonder it's been ported to every console that exists, basically. Like people always joke about Skyrim, but like RE4 is like the game that gets re-released on every console.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I mean, Zelda is here. Need we say more about Zelda? It's Zelda's the clear winner.
I have something to say about Zelda later. It's kind of funny.
Oh,
sad.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
You can say now. No, I won't be mad.
It's something for people to look forward to.
Okay.
Best esports game: Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Daniel 2, League of Legends, Rocket League, Valorant.
They could have put Splatoon on here.
They absolutely could have. They absolutely could have.
I'm going with Rocket League.
Heck yeah.
I haven't played it, but I've actually heard that that Valorant is really good.
Valorant is quite fun. It's they've basically mashed like a whole bunch of different first-person shooter elements into one game, and I think that they've made a very fun experience. And all of the characters and their abilities are very like fully realized, and I really enjoyed it when I was playing it early access. I haven't played it since, but
that's cool.
But I hate Riot Games at my soul, in the core. In my core, it has the same kind of Blizzard feel to me.
In I want to say it was like 2009 or something. A friend of mine tried to introduce me to Dota and League, actually, and I found them to be like really not my cup of tea. So there is that.
My biggest struggle with games like that is that you get stuck in like this 40-minute game with a bunch of people, and if it starts going poorly in one direction, then you're basically stuck in a 40-minute game with a bunch of people being mean and nasty, and it's just not fun for anyone. I would say that like League has one of the worst communities. It is very toxic.
Legit.
Yeah.
It's upsetting that and that's also an issue that like a lot of Blizzard games sometimes have is that the people, the community can be really bad. I mean, let's be honest, other games have that issue too. I've seen like a lot of times I have to like hold myself from commenting on like posts about even Splatoon on like Twitter, because it's like, wow, how are these people so toxic and so horrible and they play these games? Like, why? What draws people to act this way? So yes, be kind to your fellow humans, everybody.
I agree with Jessie, actually. I'm going to vote for Rocket League because the category is esports, and Rocket League is the only one that actually has a sports ball in it.
It's got sports ball.
And on Nintendo, you can play as the Metroid car.
That's true. There's also a Mario themed car. So. Sports ball. All right, let's go.
Best esports athlete. Wait, there seems to be a mistake.
Who are
on this
these people?
One. You're not here, Daniel.
Who are I'm not an esports athlete. Who are these people?
𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃 Jihoon.
I voted for Faker because I know of him from League of Legends competitive play, and that was pretty much it.
Finn Kerrigan, Alexander Simple, and Yay, I guess.
Is this person Finn Kerrigan? Did they name themselves after Kerrigan from StarCraft?
Probably.
Also,
I didn't realize that Yay was in Cloud9. Cloud9 is an esports team that I have always really enjoyed. But I haven't seen them play any Valorant, and I'm not really into esports. So yeah, I picked Faker because I know most about him.
I clearly don't follow esports close enough.
I don't either. It does not.
I do not have an informed opinion about any of these people.
I'm gonna vote.
I have like separate corners of my brain that are just like tucked into different corners of everything.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it, man.
I'm gonna vote for the first one because it has LOL in it, which I took as laugh out loud.
LOL in it.
Well, it was the first one I seen that had LOL in it.
That's it.
So it's fine. No. Laugh out loud. That's who I go with.
Laugh out loud. Okay, next. Oh no, I don't.
Best
Who are these people?
LA Thieves, Gen.G, FaZe Clan, Dark Zero Esports, and Loud.
I don't know who these people are.
Yeah, I'm actually not going to vote for this one because I don't know any of these teams.
I'm going to go with the one
Although Gen.G is the one that has that first LOL that you liked.
Well, I already voted for the ones that play Valorant.
All right.
Because you guys said nice stuff about it earlier.
Team Loud. Isn't that the bad guys in Sword and Shield?
Oh, shoot. Is that what they're called again? There's something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that. They're just like a bunch of metalheads, but like not the cool kind.
I'm guessing there's a reason they put esports on the very last. The next one, esports coach.
I don't know who these people
Blade, 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏, Doom Bros, Robin, and score.
I'm gonna pick 𝗏𝗀𝗃 simply because he's got a really good smile. I don't see the rest of his face. I just see the smile. Something about that smile. I'm voting.
Come on, I think score looks like a pretty he looks like the kind that's really like cutthroat, like in a way.
I voted
like
for score.
You're gonna win if you're on his team, but not for the reasons you think. So
it's like he secretly kidnapped the family of all of the other players.
Oh my gosh, no!
𝗏𝗃 looks like he would tell me that I did a good job, even if I did terribly, and I need that.
Yeah, that's fair.
He looks like
I need someone to
would let
uplift
you
my
hold
failures.
his trophy as well.
Yeah, probably, maybe.
Yeah.
Best esports event. But do you remember when Nintendo had that commercial or the first trailer for the Switch where like they had that fake esports tournament thing where they were all packed in the arena for Splatoon?
Yeah, that like never happened.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
I love the idea of it though.
Yeah, best esports event: Evo, League of Legends, PGL Major, Antwerp. What's that? Mid-season Invitational, and Valorant Championships. I'm gonna go with Evo because they have Smash.
Evo as well. I think Evo has. I think they've got kind of the widest spread of different games.
Yeah.
Compared to these other ones, so like League of Legends champion, that's just you really gotta love just League of Legends. You know, Evo tends to have a variety of games. So
I thought Pokemon was doing the Pokemon Company was doing like a big esports thing. Was that this?
They
year?
are, but I guess they didn't get nominated. So
feels bad, Pokemon Company.
Feels bad.
Apparently
they had a huge event.
Yeah. So the big Zelda news. It's not really big, but so you know how Lego always has their submission. This is the news, by the way. But
yes, welcome to the news, folks.
Yeah. So so Lego always has their submission things where people can submit whatever to get turned into Lego stuff, and apparently they've been berated by so many people just saying Zelda that they banned Zelda from being what was it? Nominated or whatever it's called.
Yeah, they're no longer allowing submissions for Zelda themed Lego sets.
Yeah, which is
keep in mind
and sad.
Well, keep in mind that does not mean we won't definitively get one. It means that they have received the ideas, and keep in mind they already have a contract with Nintendo for Lego Mario. So who knows? Like it could already be in the works, and that's why they're stopping. Who knows?
It's
but I don't want to get anyone's
in
hope
the chat.
up.
Bonnie says, "Why won't they do Lego Zelda?" They probably did. My camera go off?
No, Tubes did.
Oh, okay.
She said, "I've had enough listening to Daniel. I'm out. Screw this guy."
No. So like, the thing is, they'll probably eventually get to a Lego Zelda, but I don't see Nintendo letting them at this point. Like, Lego would probably want to because it wouldn't take that much work and they would make a ton of money from it. So it would be like a win-win for them, but it would be Nintendo that's like, no, let's keep doing Mario probably until after the Mario movie because they'll probably have weird Mario movie Lego sets.
Oh yeah, they probably will.
After all of that marketing gets done, then maybe they'll move to something not Mario. That's my thought. And that could be the thing where they're just like, all right, fine, we're going to be doing it, just not now. Shut up.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, it could very well just be that. Like, it just means they're not taking the submissions anymore.
Yeah. And if you do submit it, they'll come to your house and tickle you until you pee yourself.
That doesn't sound very fun. I don't like that.
It's not.
It's not.
That's why Daniel had to take so many trips to the laundromat.
That's right.
Because all those submissions were him.
It was a bad time.
Oh my gosh.
All right. The Mario thing. So, was it the people that approve in the ratings and stuff for trailers? Recently approved one for like 1.5 minutes, so 90 seconds for a Mario trailer. So that's another thing that you can expect to come soon. And that was the short Zelda news and the short Mario news. And you're welcome.
Very short news.
Yeah.
Thank you. 10 out of 10.
Just
There was also-
if you like the Mario trailer, you can look forward to it. Yes, Daniel.
There was also a bit of Splatoon news
Yes.
that dropped. Well, first of all, the Splatfest happened,
Mhm.
and Water won in a complete sweep
Yeah, everyone else
of
got
all
pissed off.
categories. But can I just say about that? I was on Team Grass, by the way. Water had the popular vote. They had 15% more players than the other teams. And yet, in almost every other category, Team Grass was like really close, like 0.2% close. In the conch shells category, for example, we were 0.06% like behind the water team. So I just want to say, good GG on that. But also, like, we clearly played hard. If it was that close with that many people on our team, just putting that out there. Also, rip Team Fire. But Splatoon, or Nintendo put out an announcement video for the chill season update coming on December 1st, which is going to add two new maps, 10 weapons, and Big Run is actually coming, which is going to be a big salmon run event. So lots to look forward to there. Lots to look forward to.
Is Big Run something that we should start playing Splatoon more for? Prepare myself.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, maybe. Like, it's going to be like Salmon Run Plus, and also on other maps.
That sounds
Like, not just
fun.
the Salmon Run maps. Like the trailer showed it in Wahoo World, which is so cool.
That's so cool.
So yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome for all the Splatoon folks. I've been just too into Splatoon lately. I'm sorry, Jessie.
No, you're good. I've been into
Yes.
watching your Splatoon shenanigans.
Oh my gosh. Through the window.
Something like that.
while I'm just playing on my couch and he's watching. No.
No, I just put my ear to the ceiling while I'm in the basement so that I can try to hear what's going on.
Right. You just hear a lot of woomy. One of the returning maps, or one of the new maps that's being added, is actually a returning map from the first Splatoon called Flounder Heights. So that's really cool to see it come back, because that was actually one of my favorites from the first game. And it wasn't in Splatoon 2, so that's cool. But then the other stage is a completely new one. Something Spring. I don't remember what it's called. Something Spring. I don't know, but it looks like a Japanese countryside resort spa stage that we're going to ruin. So should be fun. Should be very fun. Yes, going to ruin.
Unrelated, but I just found out the content creator of the year segment. The lady that was there, QTC, is apparently Ludwig's partner.
Oh, interesting. Okay, all right.
And I'd be so
Fair.
salty if my significant other got it and I didn't.
Yeah. Or I'd be proud
supportive.
of them. Like,
Yeah.
you want to be proud and supportive. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like when
That's wild. That's great that they were both nominated, though. Actually, that's really
Yeah.
cool.
It reminds me of
Nightbell's just-
like the Mario team and the Zelda team both being nominated when Odyssey and Breath of the Wild came out, and they're just both staring at each other like,
Right? Oh my gosh.
if you win, you're buying dinner tonight
Yeah.
for the whole team.
Yep.
I remember that interview with 𝗏𝗏 being like, "Oh, when Mario was announced to be like when we were competing against them, he was like, I was nervous that I thought we weren't going to win. We were going to lose to Mario," which is fair because Odyssey was a great game. So, yeah. What a
And
year
it had a
that was for
talking hat.
games.
What a banana year.
Not like they stole the
Yeah.
idea from Zelda, but
I mean, can you steal the idea from yourself?
I don't know. Maybe.
Pretty big
Nintendo
brain
stealing the
move.
ideas from text notes. Nintendo.
Was there more Splatoon news?
No, that was the news. It was like a 2-minute video, so feel free to go watch it, folks. But yeah, that was the news. So, there was like a catalog being added as well, but that's a little less exciting. So, new clothes, new weapons, new stages, big run. That's the gist.
Nice.
Should be exciting. Should be very fun.
Burrito.
𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏
get it.
Yes. Yes. Very excited.
I got a call telling me I can go pick it up Thursday night. They're doing a launch party. So at 7 p.m., they have cosplay contests.
Oh.
Which sounds like fun. And then I think at 9, you can officially pick up your game.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's the midnight. I'm always wary of midnight releases because sometimes, well, who's doing it actually? Like, is it GameStop that's doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that we have GameStop in Canada,
because it was
just
EB
EB got bought.
Games.
It was EB. Yeah. Now it's GameStop. They got the rebrand.
Yeah. Last time I went to a midnight release was for.
So.
I went to a Borderlands 3 midnight release, which. Don't get me started on that, but it was uncomfortable because I had run into like several people that I like just kind of avoid in my regular day-to-day life. Like one of them was a cashier at this liquor store I went to, and he was a little bit weird. And I was like,
"Oh no,
I just want my game and I want to leave."
I think the last midnight release I went to was actually the Switch launch, and it was so disorganized and so poorly managed. That kind of turned me off the experience.
I still love that you have a photo with one of the old ambassadors, Kenny. Kenny was such a joy. I loved Kenny so much.
He's a good dude. He was a good. And my brief conversation with him.
Yeah, he was good.
What a time! What a time! Yes, Jesse. What's next, my friend?
A quick thing on Sonic. Apparently they made an announcement. They want to make all of their upcoming games, maybe their show as well. I don't know. It was kind of vague. They're trying to make everything more connected, and they are hiring someone for a position for associate manager of lore for the Sonic the Hedgehog series.
I would like to nominate Gamescage for that, if you guys do not know.
Adele, we're calling you.
Yeah, so the social media manager, I guess the one who posts all those Sonic memes that you can find from the actual official Sonic Twitter profile. Her name is Katie, apparently, and she says, "In the past few years, we've been looking at the entire universe of Sonic and how things tie together canonically for the future. Sega put together a small team of us internally, and along with Tyson, don't know how to pronounce the last name, Ian, and Evan, we're working on making the universe and stories more meaningfully connected." So,
can Nintendo do that for Zelda? And hire some fans to do that. We are the people for the job.
These piece our lives together.
Yes. I will say that Sonic Frontiers, I haven't actually played the game, but I was watching our good friend Rick, RMFH, stream it. And it looks very fun, for starters. But also, just from what I saw of that, it seems like this game in particular was already kind of doing that, like made a lot of references to past games, not just in like also in passing, but also like the story. Like there's a lot of talk about Knuckles' origins and the echidna race and all that stuff. So it's cool to see them kind of take that continuity more seriously. Because I feel like after Sonic Adventure, they kind of just like dropped giving Knuckles a backstory.
Yeah,
they like forgot about. They're just. Yeah.
After Sonic Adventure, they kind of just fell off. I love Sonic personally. I love the games. I think that they're a lot of fun. I care less if there isn't a Chow Garden though. I want to be able to race my.
You want the Chow Garden?
I want to race my chows. Make them look.
Oh
cute.
my gosh.
I imagine the person who does get the job is going to be like some Sonic YouTube content creator that does similar videos to what we make, but just on Sonic. Mm. Because if they're already doing it for fun,
right?
Then, yeah.
I mean, Sega has Nintendo take notes. Sega has a history of hiring fans. Like Sonic Mania happened as a game because they hired a bunch of fans who were like making ROM hacks and basically making their own Sonic games, and they hired them. And they were like, you know what, we'll give you all the resources and all that, and just actually make an actual Sonic game for us, please. And Sonic Mania was great. So I mean, Sega has a history of supporting its fans in that way. Nintendo, take notes. And yeah, I could see them continuing that trend for this particular position. I think that's a great initiative to take.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's all the news, unless there was anything that you can remember, Tubes.
I got nothing.
Cool. Daniel? Anything else? Any other news for you?
That was. Or I posted something in Discord before, didn't I? Oh no, we talked about that. Splatoon and Game Awards. Those were the things I wanted to discuss. So we're good. Cool. Mailbag time, I guess.
Yeah, mailbag time. Everyone, post your questions in the live chat, and we will try to get to some of them. We have a few that's in the Discord, I think, maybe, possibly. And while we're waiting on those questions to come in, really quickly, what is one thing out of the announcements or first time reveals, whatever they're going to end up calling them, from the Game Awards that you expect? Anything from Nintendo? Or, yeah. Daniel, you go first.
Yeah, I know, I have the same.
The same, so fed up and done with the Game Award. Okay, so I'll start by saying I have a lot of respect for Jeff Keighley. I recently watched an interview in which he kind of talked about like how he got into like his role in the gaming industry, and it's like kind of inspirational in a way. And I don't think that he's like a bad dude by any means or anything. I respect him as a human being and as a professional, and I think that he is doing the best job that he can in the position that he's in. But my interest in the Game Awards has severely declined every year after watching it. I probably still will watch it, but I feel like it started out very much as a passion project for him the first year, and he was able to cobble the show together and get support from all the companies, and it was really special and it was awesome. But then as the years have progressed and it as an event has become more and more mainstream, you see a lot more mainstream influences in how the show is run or what guests they have on or things like that. And like last year, I really didn't like the show last year. Like it was really
like all Hollywood last year.
It was very Hollywood.
It was 110% Vin Diesel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, you know, you've got like Ming-Na Wen showing up, and it's like no hate to her. She's a great actor. And she has stopped aging somehow. It's incredible. It's a feat of the scientific world. But it's like, what does this have to do with games? Like, this is supposed to be an event about celebrating games, and it's kind of just become an event where you're hoping for game announcements, and we're seeing a lot of just like all these, like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like that celebration of gaming like I would want it to be. And these are complaints I aired out after the show last year as well. But to Rin's point in the chat, I can see a Mario movie trailer showing. I could see that happening. That feels like a good setting to do that. But I really don't anticipate any gaming announcements. And this is probably just me just tempering my expectation. Or there will be gaming announcements, sorry. None that I care about. No. So, I don't know. Like, I just don't want to put any stock into it, because every time I have in the past, I have been just majorly disappointed by it in that way. So I don't care.
Yeah,
Jubes, I'll pass it to you.
I'm very much in the same boat as Bergerson. I want it to be more about the video game aspect of things. I want us to be able to celebrate these big companies and also these indie companies that are coming forward and doing some really cool stuff. I think that's amazing. If I'm going to have an expectation, the only expectation I have is maybe we see a Mario movie trailer. Or maybe they have like another video game adaptation that maybe they want to tease. And I think that's what it's about. Like, I want to keep it in the realm of video games. I don't want to keep it in the realm of Hollywood, because I think what our point was last year is that Hollywood has seen the money that video games can make. And they want in. And I think it's really important to continue to uplift all of these people that have worked so hard to get to where they are in the video game industry. So that's what I want to see. I want to just see some fun content creators and talking about games.
Yeah.
I've also kind of further to that, like, I've been so turned off of streaming it as well, because like, just as the most recent example, last year, let's keep in mind that like ahead of time, like Jeff Keighley was like hyping people up to stream it, and was like, stream the event, you know, like telling fans to do that. I got so many copyright claims on my stream because the different games that were being shown, like Ubisoft is copyright claiming me now. Okay. And different like movie trailers and ads being shown and stuff like that. And suddenly all these different companies are trying to take a chunk of my monetization, or trying to, you know, it was just like, don't amp people up. Don't tell people to stream an event and not clear it by the people that are sponsoring the event and showing their ads and showing their trailers at the event. Because, well, I think that, again, Jeff Keighley as a human being, very well intentioned and trying to get the community in on it and stuff, which is great. When those big companies aren't on that same page and are going to just like use bots to just claim everybody's streams, it's just, it sours the event for creators and for streamers and such. So that stank when that happened.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, like, I don't make big money off of ad revenue, so I wasn't like missing out a lot on just that one stream, you know, like it didn't damage me financially in any way, but it was annoying to keep getting those notices and having to like deal with it, you know. And like, I'm not going to fight them on those ones, because it's technically within their legal right to make those claims. It just sucks because, again, like, this is something that people were encouraged to do, and yeah, that sucks. That just sucks. So, and then of course I'm like trying to trim those claimed sections out of my stream, and it got to the point where after like the fifth one, I'm like, I'm just gonna take the stream down, because there's no point in doing this continuously. I've butchered this stream that I had done. So, also there's a cat.
Midna loves me like this.
Yeah. Jesse, what are your thoughts on this subject?
My thoughts. So I kept on having to get up because my cousin's dog kept coming in and very loudly like licking its paws and stuff. And I'm like no one wants to hear that.
We couldn't hear it, so you're fine, actually.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I didn't hear it at all.
Cool.
So you're good.
So I was actually going to say the Mario thing, that maybe the trailer approval thing was not for the trailer to be released on its own or whatever, but for one of the surprise announcements at the Game Awards. Since last year, well, as you mentioned, it was mostly like half Hollywood and then half games. And the Mario movie is like a good mix of both. And yeah, like last year's was really weird because the Game Awards felt like a giant advertisement for the new Matrix movie, but then the new Matrix movie felt like a giant advertisement for the Game Awards. So
yeah,
that's pretty funny.
I forgot about that movie. I didn't actually watch it because I stink at watching movies.
The Game Awards, like literally the Game Awards, they have like the same trophies and everything, is one of the major plot lines in like the first half of the movie.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
That's so weird. What a weird concept.
Because he's like a weird video game developer person, I guess.
All right.
Yeah. That's
sure.
That's
that's weird.
Mr. Reeves. So yeah, question. Is there any questions that's piled up from the live chat?
I haven't seen any. People are talking about doing a bingo for Game Awards, but that's pretty much it.
Game Awards bingo. Yeah.
10 points for Keanu showing up.
Also, I'm obviously very occupied now. She's making buttons on my throat and it hurts.
That is fair. That is fair.
Okay, so from the mailbag thing.
All right.
Keeper of Light, I think we'll only see, and I think they're in the chat as well, but they posted earlier. I think we'll only see a Tears of the Kingdom trailer when another trailer is shown in the February Nintendo Direct, the final Tears of the Kingdom trailer. That's the dog again. So like Breath of the Wild, there will be 3 big trailers since the Life in Ruins trailer was shown at the Game Awards 2016. A trailer is likely because of the name and release date. Also, since there is a live audience there this time and virtually paying admission for the world premiere, my question is if Nintendo will only show another trailer if Tears of the Kingdom wins the most anticipated award, or does it matter? Will there be a trailer or more gameplay? I have 2 simple questions to ponder about Tears of the Kingdom. 1, how do you tie in that Link will sleep at the beginning of the game like he does in every Zelda? 2, where exactly are the cave paintings from the most recent trailer? After all, you can hear torch sounds.
Okay, so there's 2 questions in one.
Technically 3, because the first was
3, I guess.
Part of the long, like,
right.
If they don't win, do you think it'll still be there?
Right. I don't want to get my hopes up. I really don't want to get my hopes up. I don't want to set myself up for disappointment.
Yeah.
But I'd love for them to be there.
I don't think winning has anything to really do with whether or not the trailer is going to be there, because like the DLC
they have
trailer
to plan it ahead
was
of
going
time. Yeah, they have to like plan everything ahead of time anyway, so it's I don't think the victory has any bearing on it. It would just be a pleasant coincidence.
Yeah, like
if they won most anticipated and also had a trailer.
Like the Champions DLC.
Yeah.
It was just a great coincidence. Or maybe they were already going to show it somewhere, and then they were like, well, you're going to be winning this, so let's just put the trailer on after it.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's hard.
That is hard. The next part, how do you think they'll tie in Link sleeping at the beginning of the game?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to. He technically doesn't at the beginning of every Zelda game. It's just kind of a fun.
He is, though.
He is a sleepyhead, though. I do like that. I don't know. I kind of want to see them break from it, to be honest. Just try something else. I like the beginning of Majora's Mask, for example. I just played that game recently, so it's fresh on my mind. But the beginning of that game has kind of this lonely vibe, but then they kind of throw you into the middle of the conflict. Like this cutscene happens, you get thrown off your horse, and then you're in the game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want something like that, just to like throw you into it at the beginning, because Breath of the Wild's because I want it to be so different from Breath of the Wild's opening. I think that's the ideal scenario here. That's just me. That's my thought. What do you guys think?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And we're
weird. It's really weird. I honestly have no idea what to think or expect when it comes to Tears of the Kingdom.
Have it start with Link waking up in his own bed at the house that you buy, which is just your house anyway.
Rin was saying
house
in the chat.
Hateno?
If he woke up in his house in Hateno.
I could see that. Yeah. He woke up because Zelda's knocking on his door.
Oh, that would be
and then everything goes wrong. Yeah. I don't want it to be like Skyward Sword's intro.
Yeah.
In which you get woken up and it's just
Link up in Tears of the Kingdom.
If a Loftwing. But I just mean the intro to both Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword are probably some of my least favorite introductions to a Zelda game. They're just so slow.
Time to wake up and do this chore.
Yeah, you got time to do your chores.
You forget you have an important thing to do today?
Right.
Yeah.
Minish Cap has a good intro in which Zelda sort of shows up at Link's house and wakes him up, and then you go to the festival and it's fun, and Zelda has like ADHD, and in that particular scene. So, you know, something like that could be fun. I don't know, but I don't want them just to recycle ideas all the time. I think some recurring tropes are always fun, but I kind of want to just be thrown in the mix, personally.
Oh, sorry. Midna drooled all over me.
Again? Just drooling on you again?
And then her food went off and she just ran away.
Food is more important.
Sorry. Can you?
Food time. No, I'm done. I'm done talking. You go ahead, please. Please say something.
I've got nothing interesting to say other than this.
All right. Where is the cave paintings? Where are the cave paintings? That was the final part of his question.
I want to say they're like inside a building on one of the Sky Islands, but like there's so little information to go off of, so I don't know. That's all I got.
I say under the Yiga hideout.
Oh. Okay, fair enough. Down the hole? You going down the hole?
Mm-hmm.
You dropping down a black hole?
Because I think even creating a champion says that like there was a reason that the Yiga clan chose like that area to take over. And the only thing that they're really doing there is like they have even the area leading to the hole is like kind of blocked off and hidden. So I felt like maybe it does have some importance. If not, then it's in that weird canyon leading to the temple, or just one of the islands that come up leaves a hole with the cave that you can go through.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes the most sense because I don't think it's anywhere we've been to in Breath of the Wild, right? So, or we would have seen it. So,
is there any
I'm also
questions
interested to see like how much we see like from the trailers in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that's true. Like, you mind the 2014 Zelda Wii U trailer, like. That bridge still existed in the game.
Yeah,
but like a lot of the stuff that was in that was not how it was in the final game, right? So stuff changes throughout development, so we'll see.
Next question from Fry. What items do you want to return?
Hookshot. It's the cop-out easy answer.
I was literally about to say hookshot.
You pair that with the Sky Islands, right? Like traversing, like being able to hookshot from one island to the other. You know, like that. I don't know. It could be cool.
Oh, that would be great. Be cool. I was also gonna say bunnyhood. I hate
yes.
I hate riding my horse. I love the horse, but I feel like I miss out on so much whenever I hop on my horse. I'm like, man, there's so much I could be doing.
It's because you have to like dismount every time you want to like pick something up. It's like it's the getting on and off that's annoying. There's also. This is an interesting choice. Again, from Minish Cap, the Rock's Feather, which... Rock's Cape. Rock's Feather was in Link's Awakening. Yeah. The Rock's Cape, which gave your jumping ability like a huge boost, and then you could glide. So you already have the paraglider, so that's fine. But like giving Link a boost to his jumping ability would be so cool.
Yeah, because according to that one website, Rivali is not going to be in it, so no Rivali skill.
That's that one website, which was like... reporting on a non-statement.
Since
the headline was like, voice actor can't confirm or deny their involvement in a game. It's like, what? There's no news story here. This is.
I would go with
started
the Iron Boots because
Iron Boots.
Since
you want to go under,
since you two are already saying hookshot, just to give a little bit of variety. Iron Boots, because if we have Iron Boots, then I think that automatically assumes there will be some sort of underwater exploration.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Or
also,
there's
I
just
said
be
bunnyhood,
magnets.
fight me.
No, you know what? The bunny hood is great because anything that like improves mobility in some way, I'm like a big fan of it, right?
Yeah.
But like in Breath of the Wild, you could get food or elixirs that would give you a speed up ability. And a lot of the other things that came with food or elixirs, you could also get with clothing, but not the speed up one.
Yeah.
So give me a speed buff that's tied to some clothes. Although maybe the bunny hood itself would look goofy, but you could make it boots, running boots.
I mean, I'd run around with the bunny hood.
I mean, you just play Majora's Mask. The bunny hood on, I get it as early as possible, and I wear it throughout the whole game until I have to give it up at the end.
Even better.
So
give us the Goron mask.
The Goron mask. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like
That'd be a little bit OP, but all right.
Yeah, like imagine chasing down a guardian as like a rolling, flaming, spiky Goron, and then like all
That's
the
fun.
ramps you could do over the hills and everything.
Yeah. Those transformations are like so cool. So if we're gonna do that, then you got to throw in the Zora mask so that you can swim. You can swim.
I think that's
Like properly.
all of the mailbag questions, unless there's any in the live chat.
Rin asked a question. How?
No, go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
How many more islands do you guys think are in the sky other than what they've shown to us?
900.
Well, maybe not that many.
I'm hoping the sky is just like littered with them because we need a new element of things to explore, especially if we're already exploring a version of Hyrule that we've already been to. So I think a lot of it's going to have to take place in the sky and underground.
In the last trailer, it was like totally just in the background, but like like Link lands on the little glider thing, then the camera like pans over. But like even just in that little moment, you can see a bunch of islands in the background, like they're way in the distance. So even if they're just like tiny, like just lots of them, just give me lots. But I'd rather some big ones that have some. I just want variety.
Oh, there's another one that
One
Ren asked.
sky island for each clock.
As
Oh
well.
no! Right.
Ren also asked what Daniel would do if they did a Metroid movie. What would your expectations be for a Metroid movie?
Well, first of all, I want them to, they need like a director who is like a film director because this is not an unpopular opinion, but some of the sort of stilted wooden performances in Metroid Other M comes from there being some cultural differences, and Yoshio Sakamoto, who was directing, even though he's not a director, was directing the voice acting. He wanted a very specific performance, and in sort of like as a way to try and portray Samus as like a very strong character, he wanted her to be as stoic as possible, which comes from his cultural perspective of being a Japanese person who that's the thing to do. But it comes off as unengaged in the English performance because there's like these very emotional scenes and then she's giving like a very flat performance, which is what the actor was directed to do. But it comes off like they're bored more than anything else. So you need to get, like, if they want to do a Metroid movie, I think there's some really great story potential because Metroid, shockingly for a Nintendo game, has a very rich story that is it's some of the most narratively driven games in Nintendo's library. And games with like a cohesive narrative that like the sequels actually string together and make sense. unlike Mario, where it's just like each game is kind of just its own thing. Yeah. So I mean, like, there's a lot of potential there. I would love to see it, but I would actually rather like a mini series, like 6 1-hour episodes. To be honest, I think would be like better for and just to throw in a little asterisk, I don't want them to adapt an existing game. I think that's just a story that takes place as its own story, but within the universe would be the best case scenario. That's my same answer if they did like a Zelda movie or Zelda series as well. I would want them to just tell its own story instead of trying to adapt the story of one of the games that's already in existence. Just keep it a story within the universe, but its own story. maybe with his own version of like Link and Zelda or whatever. So, yeah, but I would love that. I would be very excited for that. And they need to definitely, like Charles brings up Alien in the chat, which a lot of Metroid was actually inspired by Alien. So fitting, but you need to get that scary factor because Metroid straddles that line a lot. They straddle that line of being like borderline sci-fi horror at times. You'll love to see it. So yeah, there's some thoughts. I've rambled too long, but great question. Love to see it. I could talk about it forever.
All right.
Naturally.
Yes.
Hi.
If people wanted to find out more from you, or if they wanted to buy you a unicorn, how could they do that? Where could they get in touch with you to give you your unicorn?
Sorry. Yeah, absolutely. I am most active on Twitter at 𝗙𝗵𝗲. You can also find me on my Instagram at 𝗙𝗵𝗲, where I post more of my IRL life. I'm also in several Discords, Game Over Jessie and Kat Bergerson's as well, and actually the Geek Apprentice's Discord as well. If you ever just ping me, chat with me. I'm normally just studying. No idea about streaming, but if I do stream, it'll be on twitch.tv/𝗙𝗵𝗲 with an extra A. I'm hoping that maybe Burger and I will do another co-op stream together soon, which will be fun. And then, here's
Big run.
Sorry.
Big run is coming.
Big run. Yeah, and I don't know. I have 3 weeks off for Christmas, so stay tuned. I might do some streaming during that time. I might go batty. That's me.
Yes, and there is links to everything in the description as well. So Daniel, same question. If someone wanted to fill your car full of gerbils, where could they get in touch with you about that?
Wait, that was the question? Gerbils? Oh, I don't want those. But yeah, everything is at Capt Bergerson. That's CAPTBURGERSON. Again, there's links to everything in the description below. But if you're feeling like listening to me talk or whatever, go check out my YouTube channel. We talk about Zelda a lot there. I make Zelda dungeon-related videos often. And I stream twice a week. Every Wednesday is a Zelda stream. Every Saturday is a non-Zelda game stream. So lately been a lot of Splatoon. so yeah, go check me out there in the old YouTube. And that's where you can find me. And also go watch the Triforce Trivia on Triforce Trends channel, because I kind of crushed it, to be honest. So go watch that if you can. It was a great little crossover collab event. So
yes.
I'm
actually going to watch it in about 30 minutes, probably, after I finish cooking, because I'm going to cook after this, and then I'll watch it while I'm eating. So dinner and a show.
No, it was great. There's going to be more of those with different Zelda creators and stuff. But
did you
this
let
episode
them know
is
that
myself
you had
and
full of practice?
Not really, but it was myself and HG or Hyrule Gamer on a team against 𝗵𝗲 and Celio Spring. So it's 4 different YouTube channels basically competing in trivia. So it was really fun. It was really fun. And then there's going to be like a bracket tourney sort of thing. So I'm not going to be on a few episodes because they have to like do the other teams and then see who I'm up against next time. Yeah, should be fun. So go check that out. That's all for me. I'm done talking. Jessie, tell us about you. Who is Jessie? How do you get out of the basement?
Well, someone just came in with a hammer and whacked me in the head, and then I just woke up in the attic, so.
Welcome.
Yeah. Last time I tried to escape, I ran out of Daniel's basement, and you guys don't know this, but he has multiple basements because it's like a giant mansion. They're like kind of segmented off, and I can't count very good. So Daniel and I, we were talking about this earlier. While I was trying, I knew I could leave if I made it to the first floor, but where I wasn't able to count very well, I didn't know where to stop on the staircase. So usually,
at some point,
yeah.
So
sorry,
he just
go
kept
ahead.
going. He ended up in the attic. And he got stuck.
You were saying, Choops?
I was gonna say at some point someone's gonna overanalyze this, and something weird's gonna happen. Something weird. They're gonna come check out your multi-room basement that doesn't exist.
Yeah. Someone's gonna come and knock on your door middle of the night and be like, "Take us to your basements." And you're like, "Basements?
Basements?
Would you like to see my laundry?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh
Yeah.
no.
You could show them all your
someone's
rooms, and they'd be like, "Where's the purple one with the black checkered board?" And you're like, "That's not a real place."
It's not a real place. It's not a real place. It's all in your head.
All right, but yeah,
And they're gonna
I'm
be like,
Jessie.
okay, very well, I'll leave now. And then they actually can't figure out how to get out of the basement. Another victim. Sorry,
It's
Jessie,
all an
please.
elaborate plot just to get more people. Yeah.
So Jessie, I got you a friend.
You can
Hope you guys get along.
you can adjust yourself so that when you actually are in the basement, it's not quite as bad. Just stop eating normal food and like start finding different condiments that you can use on shoes.
Mm-hmm. Your shoes are made of leather. I'm sure you can eat them.
Yeah, that'd be gross. All right, yeah, I'm Jessie. Everything is at Game Over Jessie. Thank you all for coming, watching. Went a little bit over 2 hours, 10 minutes this time. So thank you guys for watching and staying tuned with us and staying entertained by us voting on categories that we had no idea what any of the games or people were. So
Yeah.
everyone,
What is a scorn, anyways?
what is this? Well, it's a French scone. We went through this.
Sorry,
Right,
it's pronounced
my bad.
scone.
Scone? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was
How
pronounced
dare you.
scorn.
How dare you?
Yeah. So,
That actually reminds me, is I wrote up a list of I was saying one week when we have like all four of us and we have a slow news week, I have a whole list of words
words
to pronounce, like to see, like a whole list of words to see how each of us pronounce those words, because I get a lot of comments about my accent.
Oh, it's the lava thing, isn't it?
That's on there, but there's more. There's a whole list of words, and I know that that there's particularly with Geek and myself, I think are going to be the outliers on a lot of these. But so accents are fun. That'll be a very fun topic. So sometime when there's a slow news week and we have all four of us, it'll be a little fun game to play.
If you guys hear the
how do you-
dog whining, he's like at the door on the other side.
Don't hear it.
Okay.
Scone
Because it sounds
was
like he's
on the
being
list.
abused, but he's not.
Oh,
He just wants petted.
he's not. That is the abuse. He wants to be pet. He's not getting the attention. Yeah, Scone is on that list. That's what reminded me. Sorry.
Oh.
Yes.
We should
We'll
have
save that.
all
so.
the Discord people send in their voiceovers pronouncing the words so we can get some variety.
Just read these words out.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Have a wonderful day, everyone, and remember, if you want to show up to Daniel's place to check out his basements,
You can't. you cannot. Stay away from me.
and if you have, how many gerbils could we legally fit in your car, Daniel?
I don't have a big car, man. It's a Honda Fit.
So like
It's
3.
not a
Gerbils
big
are like
car.
$20, not including food and bedding. Come on.
All right.
Like
Thank you for
comfortably
joining,
for them?
What? The
Or just
gerbils
by-
again? Yeah.
Like comfortably? Yeah, or is it like by just their mass? Like if it was just like them piled up? Or do they each have cages?
And are all of their mouths full of food when we put them in the car? Because that's going to change.
Yeah, that's
No, we're just gonna spread the
That's
food
good.
out before we put them in. So like it'll be like
Thinking
deep in
okay.
your car seats like a month later.
oh no.
I'm thinking of
Oh,
hamsters
no.
and not gerbils, and I just want to say we should do hamsters instead of gerbils because they're objectively
They're
cuter.
much smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, much smaller too.
I like
All
the
right.
idea.
Let's finish.
All right. Daniel,
Bye.
Shubes, thank you guys for joining. thank all of you
Thank
for
you,
joining
Jessie.
in and watching us. Everyone, have a wonderful Christmas and or Halloween.